Okay. Welcome everybody. This is Ashraf coming to you live. Today I've got a great topic for you guys. How to get a raise. Okay, everybody's looking to make more money in this tough economy. Whether you have your own business or at-home business or you're entrepreneurs or even if you have a job. I'm going to give you 5 key points on how to get a raise. Okay, these are proven to work. You can see the awards back there. This is what I used and escalated in my company as well. So here we go. I want you to write this down. Take a pen out, or if you want to record this, but you have it on video anyway. But let's write this down. Set a goal, first of all, in writing. For example, let's say you are making $100,000 a year, or $50,000 a year, or $10,000, whatever the income you are making currently, that's fine. But write down a goal that, let's say, by a certain date. And I believe in goals. Before you even go and attempt to ask your boss or anybody to get a raise, you've got to have what? Specific strategy. But you've got to write things down on paper. Did you know that when you write things down, you increase your chances of obtaining that goal by at least 10%, just by writing it down? So let's write down, I produce $100,000 a year in your job, or whatever it is you're doing, okay? And currently, let's say you're producing $75,000 a year. That's a realistic goal to shoot for. So first thing is write this down and act as if you've already achieved it. We hear these things, but it actually works. So I produce $100,000 a year. Okay, and this is happening, and you put at the bottom the date that this is going to happen. So let's say it could be, by December 31st, I have made $100,000 a year in my position. And let's say you're forecasting right now, you're on pace to do $75,000, but your goal is to hit $100,000. That's a raise. Okay, let's say it could be per hour. Let's say you're making $7 an hour, or $8, or $90 an hour, whatever it is. Let's go for a 50% bump or a 10% bump, whatever you think you're worth. Okay, so let's write down, I make $25 an hour, and currently maybe you're getting $20 an hour. So write that down, and by when? So it could be by September the 30th, 2 months later, whatever the date is. When you write that down and you sign on it, you started the process of getting a raise. Okay. Number 2, increase your value. Here's the key thing. Most people ask for a raise, but their value is at, let's say, $20 an hour, and they think they're worth $50 an hour. Okay, but how are you going to substantiate that? How are you going to prove it? Okay, so a couple of things you could do. How do you increase your value? Well, you could add more knowledge to your brain, right? You can increase your value by the more you know, the taller you grow. As you can see, some of the books and the tapes and the CDs I put in my head is increasing your value, because when you get better, your income gets better. Okay, how do you increase your value? Well, tapping into some of the greatest resources on the internet. You can go to my website down below. It will give you some ideas on how to make more money as well. But right now, how to increase your value? Okay, be focused. Don't be a wandering generality. Be focused, laser driven. For example, let's say you're at a job. You're a junior manager at your work, wherever you are, okay? And you want to go to the senior manager level. First of all, write down the job description of that position. A job description, that's right. If you don't know what it is, ask in your company, what's the function of that position? What do you have to do to be in that position? Write it down. Most people just kind of go after it, but they don't write it down. So write down what it is, how to increase your value. You may even want to learn a new language. That's going to increase your value. You may want to take a course on or something that's on the internet. Whatever it is. So increase your value in your position, whatever it is. Okay. Number 3, put the company first. Now here's the big thing. Most people, they think about this word I do this, I can do that, I can do that. But what about the company? If you put the company first, focus on how the company is going to achieve more benefit if you did these certain tasks for them, that's going to put you in a position where you're what? Client driven. You're boss driven. You're actually focusing on what the boss would benefit from your expertise. Okay? So write down the benefits that the company would achieve if you were doing those specific tasks. And here's the thing, write down the tasks that you would be doing to enable the company to produce more. It could be, for example, not just answering the phones. It could be also maybe, doing some data entry or whatever additional function you could do. Maybe you could learn a different language as well and take on clients that speak a different language. So whatever additional responsibility that you can take on is you're going to be able to show the benefits of the company. Here's an example. Suppose you are able to come up with an idea that can save the company overtime. So let's say they have 100 employees or 50 employees, whatever the size, and 20% of the employees are being paid overtime. They're working time and a half. That means the company has to dish out more labor cost This is costing the company money. So if you can figure out a strategy where you can reduce the labor cost, in other words, not paying them overtime, you have an idea that can actually reduce the amount of labor hours that they're working in on, you're going to, guess what? You're going to actually save the company money. Here's an example I'll use on you. We did this on a company where the employees, okay, were working over here, okay, in a company, and they had to walk over to the cafeteria, and the cafeteria distance was much further away, okay? By restructuring the company in a way where the workflow was improved, so it was much closer, what happened is they cut down a drastic time in the workflow. It's called a time and motion study. Okay, they did a time and motion study. So the quicker the process was happening, instead of them walking back and forth from lunch, let's say, they moved it closer and enabled to save them 15 minutes a day per employee. And if they're paying, $30 an hour to each employee, there's 100 of them. You can imagine the savings the company would generate. This is coming up with an idea that you can go to your boss, say, hey, there's a way to save money. Here's how we can do it. So when you put the company first, guess what's going to happen? You have every right to ask for a raise because you're what? Producing more profits to that company. Okay? Here's the big one. Go the extra mile. Coming in extra early. Working an extra half hour. Even though the boss never even asked you to do it. Because you went the extra mile, you look after the company first. If you do that for, let's say, 30 or 40, 50 days or 2 months, and then you ask for a raise, okay, I guarantee your chances of success in getting that goal is much, much higher. Okay? Now here's the thing I want to give you. If that's not enough, it doesn't work, we have a website if you'd link in down below. Okay? Give us your email. We're going to give you some good information on how to make money on your own if that doesn't work. Okay? But anyway, try this out. Hopefully it helps you get your raise. I wish you the best. This is Ashraf signing off. Have a great day.